Hello everybody, back again, back in town, another live stream. So today it's about WirePluck and we're creating live some presets. They will be available once we release the NKS compatible version, which is checked now by Native Instruments. But in the meantime, I could spend some time in creating some new presets. So let's see, I have for instance this pet lost that pluck. So the pluck has been lost in this preset, which is a pet sound. Yeah, so WirePluck is not only... Okay, let me move this cable from the headphones back me, because I have using this newer microphone on my t-shirt. And that's a good sound for the live stream. So my voice is maybe not so hi-fi, but maybe better understandable. And you have less of this noise of the mouse and clicking of the keyboard. So Pat lost that pluck 1, and I had another one. This is also nice. Pat lost that pluck version 2, which has a phaser. So, as you can see, it's not only for pluck sounds. Of course, we will add some new pluck sounds. One I like, this one, is Pluck a Plectra. Pluck a Plectra. This is really with a plectrum plate. Punchy sound. And so if I go to the manager, for me, looking for the new ones, I go to the presets and click order by date, and then the last one added will pop up. So this is in the pluck sounds. We have Pluck Silver Ring. This one is also very nice. It's very mid-tone, but that's nice. Of course, if you say too much reverb, you can adjust it in the advanced page, make it a room. So it depends on your style, but what I also did with this one, making a variation, which is called Pluck Silver Ring Octave. And the octave is done by using the chord. And the chord is here playing chord mode 1, because you have 4 memories. You have 4 memories to play the chord. And you see there's strumming. If I go to the advanced page, you can see that the strumming here, down here in the advanced page, is done 1 octave lower and then 2 notes. So the chord is only 2 notes. And because they are a little bit strummed, so if I would pull down the strum, you get this. But strumming makes this typical effects. And what we also have done as a feature is that we control additionally the volume. So the second voice is a little bit less volume, and even go panning. But I did not do the panning in this one, but I can try it to make it sound for you. So then you get this. But I think for the sound, it's better to have the panning the same. So the chord is also a very nice tool to create sounds like 2 people are playing. So that's the octave version. So So I think if I go to order, I only had today 3 plugs, which is the silver ring with the octave, and plug a Plactera. It's a nice one as a afterbeat. And then I started doing some up sounds, and most likely some of the sounds are in the Rob Personal, so the bass live. Very nice bass. And I made another lead sound, a variation of this other one. The other one you heard in this little demo song, which I still did not finish, by the way. So hear that one. So that's this one. That's more a bigger pipe sound, and the one which I'm working in here on this one is more, more noisy flute. And there's another one, I think, here. So, but that day still are not ready. Then I have this synth afterbeater. So another plug sound, although I have called it in this version. I think it's more a plug, isn't it? And nice afterbeat sound. So I think when I go to this one, I will rename it. Then I go here, I can rename it down here. Rename, click here, rename, and I could plug afterbeater. Okay, plug afterbeater. So that's not a finished sound. So these new presets will be released after we did the update for WirePluck 101, which has an Anchor as support for the native instrument users, and currently working on some new presets. And you will be hearing them, of course, now already. At another live stream, I had this synth Gerald guitar, which essentially was this sound which I tweaked, which was from Gerald, but I tweaked it, and it has a bit of a nylon string guitar, especially in the lower section. Very mellow sound for, mellow things. So a bit classic, isn't it? Oh, could use the box stuff. Yeah, maybe it's a bit high. What I could do, maybe make it a bit lower in tuning. Let me see how I could do this. I use the wire and the wave. Sometimes the sound changes because of that, but let me see. Oh yeah, I think this is better. Save preset. Isn't that a nice sound? So that was a little bit of back, and then I had this one. So this is in the Rob Personal bank. That sometimes I drop presets which I'm working on. I drop into this bank. I created here. You can in WirePluck down here. You can create a new bank. You could create also your own bank 00 for instance, James or Winston or Gert Bank, and there you put in your personal presets. So in here, I put in presets which I'm working still on. So you see, I did change the synth Gerald guitar a bit. So what I always do at the end is check if the category is good. It's a synth sound. It's a bit acoustic. No, short attack is not a long release. No, it's polyphonic. Tempo sync, not really. It's has some FX, modulation, wheel timbre change, also not the case. Oh, that's better tagging. So very minimal tagging. Plug realistic and synth sound. So I think that will be the good tagging for this sound. And then I check, of course, if the volume is okay. I go to the mixer of Cubase, and then I play mostly 3 notes. And if that one is good, it's good. And then I check, of course, how it is with the ribbon controller. Doesn't have a spring back. I will make it a spring back. Let's see, spring back, half a bar. Yeah, really a classic sound. Nice. So this is called Sin Gil Gerald guitar. So it's based on one of the Gerald presets, tweaked it, and then I had this weird lead sound, lead saw da combada. Yeah, you need to give it a name. So this one uses the comp filter. I'm not sure. I played it only a few days ago, so maybe it still needs some tweaking. Winston asked for a George Benson sound. Yeah, that's a good one. I need to tweak that a bit. Let me see what we have more. Noise, we had the afterbeater. Then I have, of course, plug sounds. We had a few, but in the synth sounds, some interesting. So when I go back here to presets and then do the order by date, I have the pad sound. I just played that at the start. Oh, there's also another one. Syn no wires. That means that the wire algorithm, so you see layer 1 has wave, layer 2 has FM synthesis, and layer 3 is not active. And then you got a layer 2 layers and a very nice synth sound, if you ask me. Not fully ready because I need to add some little details. And then we have synth wire connect. There's also a new one. So working on new presets for WirePluck, there will be a lot more popping up. There is also a key kind of piano. I think in the mid-range it's a bit like an E piano, but downwards it's a bit different. So it's a kind of E piano. Yeah, could be workflow. Okay, then we have Synth Mighty. Let's see, that's also a new one. Yeah, kind of nice big synth sound. Yeah, it has its own sound, and that's of course what we seek as brand. We seek new stuff, and WirePluck, we are very proud of it. It has a ridiculous cheap price. It's part of the Explorer 10, so if you think, oh, this is a great synth to start with, definitely. It's only 49 bucks, and then you get a top sounding synthesizer. And very soon, also these new sounds I'm playing. So there's also the Synth 2025, so preset name 2025. Yeah, big sound and lots of reverb, but it's great for ambient music, this WirePluck. And Synth 2025, now let's go and take this as a base. I go to the advanced page, and why should I not use the chord here? Here we have chord, I can pick it on. I have 4 presets. In each of the WirePluck presets, I select here 3 notes. Yeah, 3 notes, and I could say the second note, 1 octave, sorry, this is the panning. So I have for each note the tuning. This one always stays the same, which is the root key. Here we have 1 octave higher, 1 octave lower. So when I hit one note, 3 are played. More volume. Well, and if I do this strumming, that makes it then as if you would play it by maybe I should make it mono, otherwise people will. Yeah. So you hear that? Then you makes it. And I could pan it. So if I go to panning, I can make that the second voice goes a bit to the right and the other one a bit to the left. I keep them pretty equal. Oh, I could say the first one, because the first one you still also, so that one is the root key. That one, if I go back, was 1 octave higher. So maybe the root and the higher I keep, then left, right. So go to panning left, right. And the lower one, so the 1 octave lower, which is the third voice, I keep double click in the center. Okay, let's. So the bass is in the middle. Yeah, when I leave it poly, the problem is people start playing too many notes, it's eating the CPU. But I did a little strumming, which makes that the notes are not exactly on the same moment, so that is a bit different, but still also sounds more natural, because if you hit yourself 3 octaves, you never will be on this exact timing. So that's the strumming makes that cool. So I make this, save this preset as well, save as 20.5 octaves. Maybe it fits. Yeah, it fits. So, of course, I need to watch the volume. And here, in the advanced, the manager, I will put chords so that they know it's not really a chord, but there are 3 notes used, spacey. So you have the Synth 2025, and then you have the same sound with the octaves. Big sound, isn't it? Go back to presets. Was another one? Yeah, I had in the ARP sounds, also new ones. One is very cool, which is the order by date. Okay, that's nice. Let's see what I have. 3. I have some oops, some options to make some noise. Let's mute this one. Tick. Now you can hear it. Oh. It's a nice ARP sound, isn't it? And of course, last week we discussed, or was it the week before, how to make 6/8 grooves. And the same is here possible. You simply go to the ARP and make it the amount of steps 12. And then, of course, you need to see that the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So make it. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Maybe I should save it as an example. Save preset as ring 6. I'm not sure how to write that 6/8. Maybe it doesn't fit. Oh, it fits. That's cool. The name fits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. So that's a variation on this. And of course, that's what you can do yourself. Go to the advanced page or pick here a different preset. Here there are some minimal controls. But I can say pick here a different preset. And it's cool. So that's a way to do it. If I click on the original one, I have already the original one. And I had also another bass sequence. Let me play bass sequence, another one. So I go here, order by date, this one. And if you hear, it's very MIDI. will not fit in every song, but I thought, yeah, it's an interesting sound. And you always can add it. I mean, if you think, oh, let's play around with it, just shut one layer up. Or maybe you think, okay, this one, oh, now it's better, maybe. And then you can save it, of course. Or you go here. Can make totally. Just play around. And maybe this one is better, fits better. I think this one is not a bad variation. Okay. Not bad. Let's see how it sounds with a... I like it. So I need to save this one. So this is a variation. So I call this one save preset as... So you see, when I create a preset, it's not always from scratch. Most of the time, I hear other stuff in other presets. So this is obvious a very good variation. I call this one save preset number 2, which makes that the other one, well, I need to, this perk bone, I need to rename that as version 1. But that's also what you can do, of course. Let me see if there is more. Silvering Sequence Quest. That's another one. That's a cool one. That's also a new one. Cool, isn't it? And in this one, okay. So let's see if I... So in this preset, the free row, see here, the free row controls, if you go down, free row controls the envelope decay. So the animation is on, you can see that the decay changes. Here, a little bit here, you see that? Maybe bigger. Here you see it. So that will be also nice in this demo song, which I still did not finish. So these are many new presets I'm creating, and once we have the NKS version, also a green light from Native Instruments, once we made the NKS version, they always check if everything is in order, and then we release it. So we will have then the NKS version from WirePluck included these new presets you are hearing. So it's a synthesizer with a different character. I do different things with it because it's a different approach. We have the main page has the most important parameters. So if you think, oh, this is too much, the reverb, you can shut it down, or the delay, make it dry. Or you can say, let's make here a talk box. That could also be cool. Nice. It's so cool. I can make a little variation here with the maybe with the. Yeah, I also could do in this one. So the delay use the ribbon controller does already do the feedback, but a little more. So you get this, and the ribbon controller does control that one. Okay. Yeah, I need to save this one as well. Save preset as talk. Chord wire talk. Isn't that interesting? So we are live, and you see process of creating preset also has to do, if the sound is good, save it. Even if it is a good variation, which makes sense because yeah, I did get the idea to put on the talk box, and it sounds so great that sometimes you put on something and then it doesn't sound great, but then you move on. But a preset is also a great starting point, and you notice that I'm doing the same. So let's see here in the bass, if we have new one, bass QB4. Layer toner. Very, how you say that? These type of basses are very into your face. This one is more. Has a nice plectrum. Nice, big. So new basses, all the bass over click. Okay, advanced. And two mod FX slots. Not sure about what you mean by that. Essentially, if you go to the advanced page, we increased in the last version, we have 12 slots. And as destination, you can select the distortion, mix, all delay parameters, reverb parameters. So they are all available. So you can use even 4, whatever, how many slots you can use. So that's not a problem. This one. This reminds you a little bit of my Prophet 600, which is behind me. This is the Prophet 600. You see my hand? Yeah. FM bass. And I did some basic, so if I go here, dirty analog stuff. I could not resist it. So WirePluck is very good for basses as well, definitely. Up sounds, I played already a few of the newer ones. Let me see. Chord 2 major. I think that's already original one. I need to see, I'm not sure if this one is already in the preset bank. Well, could be. Yeah, that one is already in the preset bank. Well, nice preset. So if I click order by date, the newest one pop up here. Sequence Quest. You had that one. That one is an oral. That's a core mode. It's a bit that's a new one. So yeah, cool. So keep an eye. Most likely next week we will have then the new version of WirePluck version 101 with Anchor S support and the new presets. I'm not sure if I played all the new ones. There will be, I think, around 30-40 new presets. Maybe here was, I made another pet sound. Yeah, the pet goodies too. So we had pet goodies, which is in the original one or in the first release. But I made a very mellow one. So yeah, even that is possible. Okay, oh, now I understand what you mean. You want to have twice instead of one delay, one reverb, two delays. Okay, yeah, well, it's of course not as flexible as, for instance, a Predator 3, where each effect can have a different one. So we kept this a bit more in the what you use in general. So, but maybe in the future, you never know, if we create a WirePluck 2. I think for now, WirePluck has enough to offer in terms of synthesis. What was this one again? Oh, this guitar sound, because it also has a distortion, which I did not use that much in my preset. Oh no, this is not a... No, this is not a lead sound. The lead, guitar lead, I had also in the synth bank. There should be lead sounds. Where are they? Not order by day, and then the lead. This one uses distortion. So that is a in between. Yeah, guitar sound. So that's, I mean, even the distortion opens a whole can of different new presets. So if I put off the distortion, you hear the difference? A lot of difference. So now it sounds like a bit like an FM synth. This one uses chord. You see, the chord lights up. Hey, cool, isn't it? Okay, oh, Tom is also in the room. Welcome, Tom. Welcome, Winston, Gad. Yeah, many of the known chat gang is inside of it. James, welcome. DJH Production. Yeah, cool guys. Yeah, bass. How to create a bass. You can do it very simple. You keep in mind if you have a bass. Let's go to a default preset. If you have a bass, if you play the bass, essentially one string is played. So you can make a bass sound with one oscillator. Definitely, there will be a tight sound. So if I go to default, and the most easy way, for instance, is to take the wave and make as bass a square waveform, and I make this square waveform a bit narrow. So the square comes narrow, that's called the symmetry. I pick a 24 dB filter because that one is best for bass, 24 dB. It's not a rule for and there is a bass. Now give it a little bit of the if I go to the advanced, I have a bit more options. I also can use the keyboard tracking. Now I have a very basic bass. So I could save this one essentially. So this one goes. Keep in mind that an original bass doesn't have any sustain. An organ has sustain, but bass doesn't. A bass string always fades out, so it only has decay. Okay. Oh, here we have a bass, and I can make it legato. No, let's make this one mono. So this is a very basic bass. So let's call it a bass, basic bass. I save this preset, so save preset as, so you can find it back in the, in a different folder. Let's save it again. File, save preset in folder, in the bass bank. And there I call it bass, basic, SH wave. Because I use the waveform, which is subtractive, I got a 24 dB filter. Essentially what I have now, this preset is essentially kind of SH-101 bass, which actually is in my studio. Let me see if I can show you my SH-101. Let's turn that loose. And you see my SH-101. You see it on the left side, the little picture. Now you see Mia one. So I have a pulse make it. It's a very basic bass. Another option is to use the sub also, but then the tone changes. If you go too low, then the sub goes below your hearing. So it's a different character. So playing here the bass is good without sub, the first octave, but if I use sub, I need to go one octave high because one octave lower is already A. So I can save this one. Oh, so let me save it as a Save preset as wave sub. So you will find these also bass. So this is a basic wave synth bass, and what you can do, of course, with the WirePluck is combine that with, for instance, the wire to make it, give it a kind of plectrum sound. So it gives us a nice attack. Now the sub oscillator, good question, inside the WirePluck is a sinus. So that's an option. So let's save this one, save preset as. This is wave wire. Of course I will fine tune them, but you will find them back. And if you have then, let's say if you play then here, if I mute the, in the music you always can hear if the bass is functional. So oops. I'm in the war with my cables, sorry. So I play the bass. This one with the sub doesn't work in this piece of music or piece of sequence. So this bass. And the other one where I added the wire. So picture you have then now an SH-101 and you put on top some physical modeling wire. That one works nice. Hear that? That one fits nice. Of course, I need to time better. All kind of things flying around here. So, again, the preset will appear in the next update. You see bass, basic SH wave, basic SH wave sub, wave wire. I need, of course, to check the presets. I will make some more. I think WirePluck is great, not only for plug sounds, but also synth sounds, and of course, the up sounds, which are very, very nice. Yeah, it's really a great synth. I think it's a way cool addition to the Explorer 10 bundle, and it's something different. Turn up the bass, yeah, turn up the bass. Cool, guys. Yeah, for today we go out with music from somebody who uses a lot of plugins and who makes classic electronic synthesizer music. Let's see if I can bring it up for you. It's his artist name is, you can find him on Bandcamp. His artist name is Romerium, and he has a new album. And I play the first song a bit as ending of the live stream. And yeah, the cool thing is that you will notice that there are, for instance, the sound from the diamond string from this old string machine I sampled pops up in this one. And once it pops up, I put off my finger so you will notice it. So we play a piece from his first song to go out with for today's live streams. Thank you anyhow, guys, for watching. Keep an eye on the newsletter, because once we release the WirePluck update, we mentioned it, of course, in the newsletter with Anchor as support and these new presets, of which you some already heard. And so I hope you enjoyed also a little bit my tweaking, how I approach sound making, and that I not always start from scratch, but if I hear something different in a sound, adjust little things, and suddenly you think, oh, this is cool, then I save the preset. Sometimes it's a variation, but if the preset has a kind of character, I always save it. So we go out with Romerium, and it's the CD from the geologic time zones. So here we go. It's I will not play fully of it, but it's the first song, and I'll point out my finger when you hear the diamond string. Okay, guys, check it out. The link to his artist page on Bandcamp is in the info section description on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We catch up next week again, and then most likely you will hear some more of the new WirePluck sounds. Thanks for watching again, and see you next time.